Name 3 celebrity crushes.
Beyonce, Rihanna, and Ellen. Get away from me. Sorry.
My first girlfriend, I took her on at a date.
Right.
And we went, I did the same thing. I rented out the Staples Center.
Okay.
We went up to the top row,
Yeah.
watched Titanic on the
big screen?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
What's the biggest surprise you've ever had?
A romantic dinner on a rooftop.
So I get the voice that comes in my head that says that you missed this, that sucked, that sucked. Oh, you get a glimpse of yourself on the screen. Wow, that looks pretty fucking shitty. And then I'm sitting there and I trip over the clothes and I'm like, this is just like, it sucks the life out of me and I don't want to perform.
I support him. I think I always will. I'm upset when he's upset. I'm happy when he's happy. I don't want anything ever to happen to him bad. It hurts me.
And she would be so pissed off because she's like, he's not doing well without me. Like, what? He's doing well?
People think that like I'm just some machine or some like product that they put together. And it's like, this movie really shows that like I've been playing music ever since I can remember. I'm here to take all the constructive criticism I can and become not only a great artist, but like at the end of the day, a good person and someone who, you know, learns from my mistakes and learns from different things. You know, everyone's gonna make mistakes. I'm 16, everyone makes bad choices.
I need you to stop what you're doing for a second, because what just happened with Justin Bieber caught literally everyone off guard. After staying completely silent while the internet spiraled out of control, he suddenly goes live. No warning, no announcement, and somehow, in just a few minutes, he said enough about Usher to flip the entire narrative upside down. The timing? Way too precise. The tone? Even more surprising. And by the time you understand what really led up to that moment, you'll realize this wasn't random at all. It was calculated. It all goes back to one night, during Oscar weekend, one of the most exclusive parties in Hollywood, hosted by Beyonce and Jay-Z, the kind of event where only the biggest names in the world even get invited. We're talking A-list across the board, actors, artists, industry power players, and right in the middle of all that, Justin Bieber walks in with Hailey, calm, low-key, not looking for any attention. But then something shifts, because across the room, Usher sees him, and instead of ignoring it or keeping things professional, he walks straight up to Justin, fast. And according to multiple sources, the energy wasn't friendly. It was tense, heated, immediate. What started as a conversation quickly turned into something much more intense. Right there in front of everyone, people noticed, because when two names that big clash in a room like that, it doesn't go unnoticed. And then, just as quickly as it started, it ended. Not with a resolution, but with an exit. Justin and Hailey didn't hang around. They didn't try to play it off. They left, fast. And that exit said way more than any statement ever could. But here's the thing. That moment didn't just come out of nowhere. After that night, everything went quiet. No posts from Justin, no explanation, nothing. And somehow, that silence made everything louder. Because now the internet had nothing to go off, except speculation. Clips started circulating, stories started forming. Meanwhile, Usher did speak, but not in the way people expected. He brushed it off, dropped a casual comment suggesting the media was exaggerating things, almost like nothing serious happened. But that didn't line up with what people were hearing, not even close. And the longer Justin stayed silent, the more people started asking why. Because when someone says nothing in a moment like this, it usually means one of two things. Either they don't care, or they're waiting. And then, out of nowhere, something unexpected happened. Suddenly, rumors start spreading that Justin went live on Instagram. Not a polished interview, not a press statement, just a raw, unfiltered live session. Now here's where it gets interesting. There's no full recording, no official upload, just scattered clips, and dozens of people claiming they watched it in real time. And normally, that would be easy to dismiss. But this time, the details people are sharing are almost identical. Different accounts, same descriptions, same tone. And that consistency is what has everyone paying attention. Because according to those viewers, Justin wasn't emotional, he wasn't angry. He was calm, measured, like someone who knew exactly what he was saying and why. And the biggest takeaway? He didn't start anything that night. According to what people are saying, Usher approached him first, with energy, with tension, and Justin didn't escalate it. Now, whether that live was 100% real or not, one thing is clear, this story didn't start at that party. It goes way further back. To really understand this, you have to go back to the beginning, before the fame, before the headlines. Back when Justin Bieber was just a kid posting covers online. That's when Usher came in, alongside Scooter Braun. He helped bring Justin into the industry, helped shape his sound, his image, his entire career. And for years, this was seen as one of the best success stories in music. The mentor who found a young talent and turned him into a global star. It looked perfect, almost too perfect, because what people saw on the surface wasn't the full story. Over time, cracks started to show. Quietly at first, then more noticeably. Reports began surfacing that things behind the scenes weren't as clean as they looked. There were whispers about money, about deals, about percentages that didn't quite add up. Now think about this. Justin was a teenager when all of this started. Young, new, trusting the people around him completely. He wasn't reading contracts the way an experienced artist would. He relied on the people guiding him. And if those people weren't completely transparent, he wouldn't have known. That's where things start to shift. Because what looked like mentorship starts to feel different when you look back at it with new information. And then there's another layer to this story that changes everything. This is where things get uncomfortable. Because Usher didn't just guide Justin in music, he also introduced him to certain environments, including his connection to Diddy. And if you've been paying attention recently, you already know why that matters. Old clips have resurfaced. Moments that didn't seem strange at the time now feel completely different. Especially the story about a young Justin spending extended time in that environment. At the time, it was brushed off, seen as industry exposure. But now, people are looking back at it with a completely different perspective, especially after Usher himself admitted years later that he wouldn't put his own kids in that same situation. And that's the part that really sticks. Because when you connect all of this together, it stops being just about a disagreement at a party. It becomes something much deeper. When you look at Justin's recent behavior, it starts to make more sense. The distance, the silence, the separation from certain people. This isn't just about one argument, it's about years of experiences. Being reevaluated, looking back at moments that didn't feel right, at relationships that may not have been what they seemed, and deciding to step away from all of it. Completely. Because at a certain point, it's not about loyalty anymore. It's about clarity. And once you see things differently, there's no going back. And now we're here, where Justin has finally said something, even if indirectly. And Usher, still quiet. No detailed explanation, no real response. And in situations like this, silence doesn't stay neutral. It starts to mean something. Because while this started as a simple headline, something quick people thought would fade in a day or two, it's turning into something much bigger. Now, it's a story that's making people stop and question everything they thought they knew. Not just about Justin or Usher, but about the entire industry, about mentorship, about trust, about what really happens behind closed doors when no cameras are around. And once people start looking at it from that angle, it hits differently. Because at this point, this isn't just about a moment at a party anymore. It's about history. It's about relationships that go back years, even decades. It's about moments that may have seemed normal at the time, but now, with everything coming out, feel completely different, and maybe even uncomfortable. Things that were overlooked, ignored, or simply not questioned before are finally coming back into focus. And the truth is, we probably still don't have the full picture. Not even close. There are gaps in the story, details that haven't been explained, and pieces that still don't fully connect. But one thing is very clear. This story isn't over. Not even close. If anything, it feels like we're just at the beginning of something much deeper. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Justin waited for the perfect moment to finally speak? Or do you think there's something even bigger behind all of this that hasn't come out yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Because the next update on this, it might not just add to the story, it could completely change how people see it. And honestly, this is one of those situations where things can shift at any moment. New details, new reactions, and maybe even responses from people involved could completely flip the narrative overnight. So if you've made it this far, you already know this story isn't slowing down anytime soon. Stay tuned, because whatever comes next might be the moment everything clicks into place. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.